Hey guys, we are back at it with another strategy to test out today. This one came in from a subscriber. Didn't leave a name for the strategy. I can't think of a name for the strategy, but it's basically a 50-50 bet. And what he does is he has a hedge bet in there playing some dozens. So let's just get into it. I'm sure I'll have a name by the time this is posted up on the screen. So let's just jump into today's video and let's see how this one pans out. So we got a new version of playing 50-50 bets with a slight hedge. Okay, so let's jump into it. We're using dollar units. So we're going to put $2, and it doesn't matter what side you start on, but you're putting a $2 bet on either high or the low numbers, okay? So we're going to start with the high side just because 29 hit last. So I'm just going to follow the high numbers. $2 bet goes in here. Now we are going to go add in a unit on the third dozen and the second dozen. So we're going to give it a test and see how this one runs. We're going to keep track of the highs and lows and everything in between. Spin number one is loss. No, that's not a loss. That's a partial loss. So let me go over this. See where it shows that 13 through 18 numbers? Those are what he's calling a hedge bet, right? Meaning that all the profit's going to be made on the high numbers, 19 through 36, or vice versa if you're playing the low side. So on partial losses, on full losses, on wins, full throttle with this strategy. Okay, so that was a partial loss. No matter the next bet, we're going to increase. So on the 19 through 36, that's a $2 unit size. So we're going to go up 1 unit there. And then we're going to add another unit on those dozens. So this is going to be spin number 2. And we hit that hedged area again, but that's okay because we are only down -3. So we are going to repeat the bet. And we are now, let me check, we are going up another level. So now we go from $6 bet. So we're at level 3. We're going a $6 bet, and now the dozens go in at 3. So it's a 2-to-1 ratio right here. Okay, so let's spin again. All right, finally got a hit. That was $9 coming back, and we are in new session profit. Now, we are only using dollar unit sizes, right? He said that he liked to play with $5 units. I switched that just so it could be easier to track and show in this demo. So there's a couple ways you could play this. The conservative, the safer way would probably be to reset anytime you're at or in a new session profit. This one I think has such solid coverage. You could probably get away with playing this shooting for milestone goals, right? So let's keep that modest as well. Let's try to get milestone goals of at least $10. I think that's fair. So we got the hit there. Again, this is a foot on the gas type of strategy. So we're going to go up 1 unit on each of the bets. So now you can see right here, we're at $8, and on the dozens, we're at a $4 bet. All right, 19 red comes in. That's a hit. So we did definitely hit that mark of $10. New session high is $18. Let's go back to our base level bet and reset. So we're going to go 2 here, 1 and 1. Also, what was mentioned is after 3 consecutive losses to switch sides of the board. So, but those were 3 consecutive full losses, not partial. Okay, so loss right there. We are going to go to the next level. Again, win or lose. This is a foot on the gas, full throttle strategy, good coverage. Let's see if it pans out today. There is another loss, so we're going to repeat the bet, and we're going to go up 2 more. So we're at a $6 bet on the high numbers, and then we're going 3 on the dozens. So we got 2 in a row. So if we get another miss right here, we could switch sides of the board. and we missed. All right, let's check session low is at -6, and we were at what, a $6 bet. So now we go $8 on the low side, and then these now go to $4 each. So basically, the one that stays constant is going to be that center dozen. Now the hedge, the partial misses are going to be 19 through 24. So let's spin again. Let's see what we get here. And that's a full miss. We're going to repeat. We're now going from 8. This is where things shift. Now we're going to go up 2 units on each of the spots. Okay. So this $8 bet now goes to 12. And then now, because we're at level 5 at this point, there's 9 levels to this progression. Now the dozen bets now go to 6. Currently -22. All right, 16 red comes in. That's a hit. We are still -4. Repeat. Let's go to the next level. From 12, we're going up another 2 units from here. 1, 2. So this is going to be a $16 bet, and these are going to be at 8. This is spin number 10. We get a 5 red. 5 red is a $24 hit. We're up at 20 bucks. Previously, we were at 18. We're trying to get into $10 profit goals, right? Setting those milestones. So let's go ahead and repeat the bet. And let's go up. The next level, we're going up 3 units. I think this foot on the gas approach is a little risky. But we are going from a, what was that, a $16 bet? Now this is a $22 bet. And then these now go to 11. Yeah, I don't know if this foot on the gas approach, because there's only 9 levels to this progression. And we got a miss right there. So we're going to repeat the bet. Now, since we went up 3 units, the next one we're going up 4 units. So this one's going from 22 to 30. And then these are going to 15 a piece. All right, that's a $60 total bet. So definitely not the way I typically like to play, but again, I show everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and I show that because you might come up with a great modification to a system, and we could run it back and maybe make it better. All right, -84 is new session low, and we are going to repeat the bet. We have 2 consecutive losses on the high side, 1 more, and we switch sides. I think right off the top of my head, it might be better to wait for 2 instead of 3, but let's see how it pans out. So now we were at a $30 bet. That $30 bet on the low numbers now goes to 40. Sorry, I'm just referencing the notes. Now 40, these go to 20 a piece. We're at an $80 total bet. This is max level. This was built for 9 levels of progression. And we got a hit right there. 60 bucks coming back to us, but we're still in the negative. If we get another hit, we can't go any higher. He only has 9 levels in this progression. So let's spin again, see what we get. And we got the win. Barely got the win. We are in a new session high of $36 after dipping down -84. So we reset the progression. Okay, back to base we go. $2 bet there, 1 and 1. Honestly, this either needs more levels or a different progression style. Meaning, like, I think 9 levels of progression is okay, but maybe just play it with a negative progression, meaning only increase on loss. Only increase on losses. All right, and stay on wins. So new session highs at 39. We're going to repeat at a unit. Again, this is full throttle. We're shooting for 46. All right, we got a loss right there. We're going to repeat the bet. Go up to $6, and now these go to 3. All right, there's a $9 return. We're at 40. That is new session high, but we're shooting for $10 milestone profit goals. So let's repeat the bet. And from a $6 bet, we now go to 8 and 4 and 4. One more hit, we'll be able to reset. And this is another thing. If we would have just kept the bet there and got a hit, it would have reset us. All right, partial loss, same thing. So we were at $8 right here. Now from 8, we're going up 2 units. So 2 units is going to be a $12 bet there. And then these ones go to 6. All right, back-to-back partial misses. So 12 now goes up another 2. So from 12, we're jumping this up to 16. And these dozens go to 8. All right, this is spin number 20. Let's see what we get here. We need a low number. And we got it. $24 coming back. We're not, wait. Let me check. 36, 46. Yeah, we're in a new session profit. We surpassed that $10 profit goal. So we're going to go back to our base level bet and spin again. $21 red is a partial miss. We're still going to level up again, foot on the gas. There's 1 full miss. We repeat, go up 6 on the low, $3 on the dozens. All right, $9 return. We were at 54. We're shooting for 64. Repeat, we're going to bump this up to 8, and these dozens go to $4 bets. All right, that bumped us up into a new session high, so we're going to reset back to our base level bet. New session highs at $66. We're at spin 25. There's a $3 win right there. And we're trying to shoot for 76. So repeat the bet, up 1 unit each bet. And there's a full miss. We're going to repeat the bet. Again, level up 1 unit. $24 is a partial miss. Partial misses, full losses, or wins, we're going up. So $8 and $4 on the dozens. And we got it. 4 black came in. Let's see what that paid us. $12 coming back. We're at 70. Shooting for 76. So we're going to repeat the bet. Now from that $8 bet, we're boosting it up to 12. Again, going up 2 units now. This is spin number 30. And we get 15 black. 15 black is $18 coming back. Not only did we hit our milestone, but we did boost up to $88 and a new session high. Back to base we go. And 19 red comes in. Partial miss. Repeat. Up a unit. There is a full loss right there. Doing the same thing. Up a unit. Spin again. We're currently at 79. Our high was 88. All right, there's 2 full losses in a row. If we get another loss, we're going to have to switch the sides. So from that $6 bet, now we bump it up to 8. All right, that's 3 in a row. So from that $8 bet on the low numbers, now we're switching that over to the high side, and we're putting 12 bucks on the high numbers. And then these bets on the dozens are now going to go half of that, which is 6. Okay, worked out for us right there. $18 coming back. We're at 69. Repeat. And from that $12 bet, we go up 16. And these ones go to 8. One more hit right here. We'll see what happens. 7 reds a loss. We're going to repeat the bet. 16 now goes to 22. Going up 3 units. This is spin 35. And we get a 35. All right, $33 coming back. Let's check the stats. We're at 70. Repeat the bet. Now from that $22 bet on the high side, now we're going to 30, increasing by 4 units. One more hit right here will definitely be able to reset. All right, big hit, $45 coming back to us. New session high is $115. So we're going to go back to our base level bet and spin. All right, $3 coming back. We're going to repeat the bet, up a unit. And there's a $6 return. We were at 115. We're shooting for 125. That's about close enough, but let's go ahead and hold the bet. Increase again. And we got it, 22 black. All right, new session high is at $133. So we're going to go back to our base level bet and spin again. This is spin number 40. We got 5 more before we wrap up the test today. All right, $3 coming back. Up a unit. Nice winning streak right here. We are at 142. We're going to repeat the bet, up another unit. And that is a partial miss. We're still going to level up. And we get 21 red. That's a $12 return. We are in a new session profit of $151. And we go back to base for our last bet. Let's see if we end on a win. And we got it. 19 red comes in. That's $3 coming back to us. Our session high for this strategy was $154. Our session low was $84. Now, just to recap a couple things, I think it's relatively, I would say it does have low volatility, but I think that progression gets a little aggressive once you start adding, because it goes 1 unit and then 2, then 3, 4, 5. I think that's fine. The problem I see with this, honestly, is I don't think it's necessary to go foot on the gas. I understand using foot on the gas because it does have a solid coverage. You have 24 numbers in there. 6 of those numbers are just small partial losses, but you're really putting your bet on the either side, either high or the lows. So either this progression needs to be extended a little bit longer, maybe waiting. I don't know if it should be longer, or if the actual way you play it should be different. And what I mean by that is maybe playing this with a negative progression might be better. But also I'm thinking if you were to keep these levels at 9 levels, a D. Allen Burt way of playing it would be a little bit better. So meaning on wins or on wins you stay, on losses you increase, right? And then once you start increasing on wins, you're gonna drop back one, and then you lose, you increase, and you keep going up and down. I think that would probably fare out a little bit better with this type of strategy. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. Oh, actually another thing too, because he was waiting for 3. I think 2 consecutive losses might be a good point to switch sides of the board. You know what I mean? I think 3. It's I don't meaning like if you hit, it's rare for it to continue to hit past 3, 4, 5 in a row. Not that it doesn't happen. I've ran tests where it's favored one side of the board a long time. But what I'm saying is maybe just switching it back and forth, maybe after every loss, maybe after every 2 losses might be a great adjustment as well too. But again, you guys give great feedback. Just let me know what you guys think about in the comments down below. Do you think this is worth putting a little bit more effort in? Can we make this better, or should we just toss this to the side? Again, I am not married to any of these strategies. I simply run. When I run new strategies, this is when I really want feedback to see if it's worth the time to invest and make this better. If not, we can push it to the side, move on to the next. Because you guys know already, if you guys been following my channel for a while, I do like to focus on the better strategy. So as a new strategy comes in, and if it has a solid base, I mean just good bones, from there we could build something incredible. Okay, so let me know what you guys think as usual. And of course, till next time guys, be cool, stay cool, peace.